Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Gabriel Heinerman with you on Devotionables, brief devotions for busy people. It feels so good to be back with you. Over the course of the last month and a half or so, we've had several outstanding gentlemen and scholars sitting here, and I have been so blessed by their teaching, leading us in these devotionables over the last few weeks. I've been spiritually nourished, as I know you have been too. So let me say to all of you who filled in, thank you. It's good to be back with you. Today we are starting a series of devotionables that will match up with our church here at 9th and O. We're doing a spring discipleship study through the book Gentle and Lowly. And so as we begin this 8-week study together, devotionables will be going through each chapter and looking at this book as well. So today, the very heart of the book is built upon the verse from Matthew chapter 11, the verses from Matthew 11, zeroing in particularly on verse 29. We're going to look at verses 28 through 30 today. So Matthew 11, 28 through 30. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. What beautiful, gracious, grace-filled words from Jesus. It's a word that we need today. It's a word that the people here, the disciples and others who were following Jesus at the time, they needed. Think about how hard life was then. And life is still hard today in different ways because we still live in a fallen, cursed world in which Jesus is redeeming, and He's already started that process, right? But we look for the culmination of that, the consummation of His kingdom and all His glory and power and fullness one day. Until then, as we march along, life is hard. Life is extremely hard. Sin, suffering, it's what we know. And Jesus invites us. The first thing I want us to see here is an invitation from Jesus. Come to me, all who are weary, all who labor and are heavy laden. So the invitation, Jesus came to seek and to save the lost. Jesus came to save sinners, and He invites us in. The only qualification you need for coming to Jesus is weariness, is to recognize you're a sinner. You know, we don't have to get ourselves in the right state to come to Jesus. We don't have to fix ourselves to come to Jesus. We don't have to make sure that our life is in order to come to Jesus. Jesus says, come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden and who are weary and tired and worn out and beat down. Come to me. That's who I came for. So many times I think we get this air of sophistication about ourselves. We feel like, I can do this and make myself presentable for Jesus. But the fact of the matter is we can't. And if that's your heartbeat, you're going to be less inclined to come to Jesus. It's those who know they need Jesus who come to Jesus. And Jesus invites you today to come to Him. So there's an invitation. There's also instruction here. It says, take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So take up this yoke. You remember what a yoke is? I did not grow up on a farm, so I had to look this up in a dictionary at one point in my life, right? But a yoke would be laid upon the oxen to put them together, keep them in stride and step as they go out to the fields. It would force them to do the work in the field and the plowing and things. So take the yoke upon you. And you may think, man, I'm just exchanging one yoke for another yoke. Why do I got to put on another yoke? I want the yoke off. Well, Jesus is using this irony here that His yoke is easy, that His kindness and gentleness compared to harshness of the world, of the strenuous effort it takes to kind of get through life on your own. Jesus is saying, my yoke is where you need to be tied to. Be tied to me. Be tied to me. And think about that, me. This right here, thirdly, is the identity of Jesus. He tells us clearly who He is. I am gentle and lowly. He's not harsh. He's not a harsh taskmaster. He's gentle. He's humble. And His heartbeat, it just overflows with goodness towards you. So His invitation is to come. He's gentle and lowly. He's not going to demand of you that you get your life in order before you come to Him. He will take care of it with His yoke. And He has come for you. And so if you're weary and heavy laden today, come to Jesus. Come to Jesus. And I encourage you to go through this book with us, Gentle and Lowly. as we dive deeper into the heart of Jesus, who tells us about himself that he is gentle and lowly. Blessings to you today. It's good to be back with you.